Alright, and we're live. We will be continuing on with Awesome Apey Orb today. It is a VR platforming game in which you use your controllers to maneuver a ball that you're sitting inside of. And you go through these platforming levels. You can see here, like this one, it sort of gets progressively skinnier. We have created all the levels, and now we are in the midst of setting up a database using Google Cloud. We have done the database setup, and now we just need to fix a few bugs that we encountered when developing it initially. So if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, or if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe, or maybe even better, join our Discord. It is a game developers Discord, and we're all sort of learning and trying to teach each other there. So the link to that is in the description. But let's get it going. All right, so this level doesn't matter so much. Basically what I needed to do, and let me pull that up real quick. Firebase, can I? You sign into the correct account here, Awesome Apey Orb. It is a Firebase project, Firebase being Google Cloud's mobile application. Mobile application like cloud sort of a platform. And we were using Cloud Firestore to post times for each level. What I realized is that if Paul completes the same level multiple times, it'll post his level multiple times. And we don't really want that. We want it to just do once, and if he does it again, to update. So what we need is to generate a unique ID for Paul, essentially. So let's see if we can do that. So we're going to head over to our Unity. Let's go into database and create a script called player ID. Inside player ID, this script creates a unique persistent ID for the player. Cool. And then we'll basically have a string ID, a public static string ID that is a getter. Suddenly I'm blanking on how to create a getter. Not quite. Here we go. Get set. Okay, cool. And the reason we're going to do it that way will become obvious in a second here. Basically, I just want to expose an ID that people can grab, but they're going to do it's going to do some work on the back end to make sure that we actually get that ID correctly. So let's do this. Let's create this, make this a function, and it actually will not have a setter, I don't believe. And let's see if that's possible. What does it say here? Not all codes return a value, return blank for now. Okay, very cool. So then in your leaderboard handler, where we reach out to that database, if you saw, we did this last time. Basically, you're going to also pass in an ID on the query. So we'll say name, time, level, and ID. Let's call it player ID, just to be a little more specific, equals player ID dot ID. Cool. And then over here, basically, we'll need to return a function. So let's see. So this is where it gets a little more complicated. We basically need to check if they have an ID. And let's do this. Static string get player ID. Okay, so here we will so we're going to use player preference. Player prefs is a class that stores preferences between game sessions. Cool, so it's just a really simple way to save information. You wouldn't use it to like save an image or save anything crazy, but to save simple things like a string, like just a bunch of letters in a row or a number, player prefs can be pretty good. So we'll do get string, returns the value corresponding to the key if it exists. So I'm curious as to what this returns. If I'm actually not crazy familiar with player prefs, so this will be a little bit of learning for me as well. Let's actually see what overloads they have. String key, string default value. Okay, cool. string player ID equals this, return player ID. So this would be assuming that they had already set it. And so basically, we need to figure out what happens here if there's no, does it throw an error if there's no player preference already set, or does it just make this player ID null? So that's what we'll need to check. So we'll go ahead and debug log the player ID, and then let's just go into, I don't know, spawn player, random, yeah, just a totally random function. And we actually are going to need to, oh, not grow functions, my bad. We're actually going to need to go set up, what directory am I in? Firebase, cd, functions, Firebase, serve, only functions. And I do this because it lets me run these functions locally. That way I don't have to push them to the cloud each time I want to test them, because that would be very bad. Okay, but in here, let's just go ahead and say, let's just call player ID dot ID. And let's say string ID equals that. Okay, cool. Let's take a look here. So when I try to get that value, it should return get player ID, and when player ID calls, it should try to get the preference. So let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, so is it null? Is it, I can't really tell. Or is it an empty string? Let's check that. It's printed it out, but I think it's just an empty string. Okay. So then we know that it will return that if we don't have it. So basically we want to say if player ID equals this empty string, player prefs, we're going to put a couple lines of code in here, so we'll do this, dot set string ID to, and then we need something for that. For right now, we'll just say like player ID, and then we'll want to set player ID equals sorry, give me a second here. String new ID equals generate ID. Then this will be new ID, and player ID will be set to new ID. Cool. So then basically it will either get the player ID if it already exists, if it's been created, or it will generate a new one. So this will really only happen once, no matter how many times you play the game, this part here. And it's kind of built to do that. So then we'll do this, static string generate, static string generate ID. And now we need to figure out how to generate a unique ID. 2, 3, 4, 5. What is GUID? All right, let's see what that is. Return. Okay, and let's test that real quick. So it looks like C# had something for us. And we're just gonna debug log player ID dot generate ID. We're gonna do that 3 times, and we're gonna make sure that it actually is generating a unique one, essentially. Okay, those look pretty unique. Cool. All right, I'm fine with that. So that's good. And then that should be good. Let's see here. And let's make this not public anymore. Okay, cool. So now let's take a look at this. When they call player, when they try to grab the ID, it'll come in here, it'll return get player ID, and there it'll try to get this key. If it doesn't exist, it will generate a new one, save it, and then set it, and then return that. If it does exist, it's just going to return what it already got. So that should work through play sessions, but let's try it real quick. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted. So let's do it once. Okay, 38 E05 11 11 11. Okay, ends in a 76. Okay, cool. And let's clear it and do it one more time. Awesome. So it seems that it's working. Okay, very cool. So then that's good. We basically now are good to go on that. We are going to... Is there anything else we need to do C# side is what I'm wondering now. I don't think so. And then let's see if there's anything we need to do Firebase side. There is, in fact. We need to grab that player ID off of it, and we need to set the document to the player ID. Okay. Very cool. And then let's go back. And I believe this also solves our problem. Yes. Okay. And then we need to go back, and I think we do a level clock clock time, submit time to leaderboards. Let's actually round that to 3. And then what is that, their name? Yeah, player name. Okay, which we don't have yet. They'll submit that at some point. Scene manager, get active scene. Okay, very cool. So let's see. Let's go to level 1. First of all, let's go to our database. And let's go ahead and delete all the documents. I don't want any fake data in there now that I'm testing the real thing. Okay. And let's go to the first scene because it's easy to finish. And let's test it out. I just remembered to get rid of this and do maximize on play. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see here. Ah, there's dust on my headset. It's in my nose. Okay. Alright, looks like I'm about to get 24 seconds. So let's see if that's saved. It looks like it did. Okay, now let me see if I can beat that time. And let's see if it saves the new time correctly. Oh, dang. Let me, real quick, take a look at why I was able to go through that without it. Because that would have been bad. Okay. And let me make sure there's nothing. I just made the physics check a little bit tighter on the finish line there. Okay, cool. And let's do that again. Okay, so that should be about 9 seconds. And it did, it updated it. And the reason I'm using a unique ID is because I'm not gonna like make them pick a name that nobody else has picked. I'm just gonna let them put in whatever name they want to put in. Assuming there's really not gonna be any problems with that unless everybody just makes the name John for some reason. And let me just test one more time that there's no problems with. Okay, so I was going pretty fast on that one. And it did update it. Wow, it looks like I got exactly 7.5. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's good. Then, let me think. if I have the unique ID, if it's I believe that's pretty much done. I'm trying to think. I don't know. For now, let's just go ahead and deploy that because it seems to be working fine. Okay, so that's deploying. That will take a minute here, so we'll wait for that to finish. And in the meantime, I'll think about what it is that we're kind of a little bit of a crossroads here. Only post once, unique ID. Okay, cool, so that's done. I think maybe we'll see if we can get the hands in there. I think maybe we'll do this one here. And that will require just a little bit of work with Oculus. Okay. And I'm trying to remember. That's going to be a little bit of a pain, but we'll work through it together. I'm trying to remember exactly how it is that you need to do that. Because we're going to use Oculus's avatar system for the hands. Okay, looks like it's done deploying, but if we're going to use the Oculus avatar system for the hands, we need to pass entitlement check, but I don't actually know if any of that has changed since the last time I did it. Maybe we don't do that for now. Maybe we go into Hey Tony, I did get a haircut actually, yes. I did it myself just 20 minutes ago or so. Well, actually, I got my roommate to help me. Thanks for noticing. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I need to do next here. That would be like in a good, orderly fashion. And I think oh yeah. Yeah, no problem, Tony. Don't worry about it. Man, I'm a little bit Okay, so essentially the reason I'm a little tripped up here is Oculus just released. We can go take a look at it. Oculus, I was going to release this on SideQuest, but Oculus just released App Lab, which is basically a new way to distribute Quest apps. And with that, you need to go through all the sort of normal things you need to do when you're submitting an app. So it's a little bit more. Okay, that's cool. Here, give me 1 second. So it's a little bit more, and it comes with some like requirements, but I'm not sure. Starting today, you can. I think I need to. I think I need to look into this stuff a little more on my own before I do it here on stream. I'm gonna need to figure this out once, essentially. But anyway, well, that's good, Tony. You just found them on Discord, or? Okay, very nice. Are you still gonna play some solos today? And then if we're not doing Oculus, if we're not gonna do the Oculus integration, we'll just go ahead and make a starter level where you pick things and do leaderboards and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and do we want to do anything special with this? Probably not, since we don't have a crazy amount of time. I think it'll just be you'll just be chilling, essentially. So I'm just trying to think what I want the environment to be. No, it's not really a new level, Tony. I'm just making the starting zone. I'm just making the starting zone where you get to pick what level you want to do. So nothing crazy like that. Let's go ahead and just copy one, paste it, open it. We'll just do start, reload. Okay, cool. Get rid of all this. Don't need the finish line. We do, however, need a cube that you're gonna sit on. That would be labeled floor, and that will be some amount of big. Okay, then we'll place you here, right in the center. And we will get the World 1 material and weird, why is this not showing up as green? Okay. Okay, very cool. Let me see something real quick. Let me mark this as static. Let me set this to progressive GPU. Let me generate lighting. Okay, cool. So then let's see, and that should just start you were sitting right there. And so now we'll start making the UI for it, which will basically just, I guess, what are we going for with this UI? Maybe let's map it out a little bit first. Okay, cool. So I guess you're gonna be sitting there. I mean, it's nothing crazy. I guess maybe it'll just be, what do we want it to be? I mean, what? Because you have like a bunch of levels. In a row, and that'll kind of keep going until the last one. And then I guess the question is, because there's a few things we need to display, right? We need like the leaderboards. We need the leaderboards. We need the levels. We need a set username. We need So I guess the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to have this input field, and it's going to say like username for leaderboards. Leaderboards, and there'll be a submit. And then once you're done with that, it'll take you to this. And then I guess basically it'll say like select a level. And then when you do, it'll take you to something like this, where it's just all the top times. Time 1, time 2. And then if we have time, your time. And under it, it'll say enter, I guess. Okay, so that's nothing really that crazy. We should be able to do that. So the global leaderboard is put with all the regions together. Yes. Yeah, the global leaderboard will be everybody. Everybody competing for the same time, essentially. Okay, so this isn't that crazy. I mean, this makes sense. I think this makes sense as a UI. So let's go ahead and do the, we'll see if we can figure out the set username thing first, just because that will be the first thing you do. And then from there we'll do all the other ones. And we'll probably, when you're making something like this, you probably want to create it in such a way that it can expand if you add new levels and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hard code it at the 20 levels we have, and then if I add more levels, I'm just going to hard code it for those levels instead. But that's okay for our purposes at least. Well, where does the player spawn in? Where's the player spawn? Okay, so they'll be facing this way. So we need to... Okay. I believe we needed to set this to 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. It's still pretty big, strangely. But that's fine. Sorry, I just wanted to see what that was real quick. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, cool. Call this start menu. We will now add another canvas to it, and we'll call it set username canv, and under here looks like the whole thing needs to be rotated. And we'll call this username field. Cool, and then we'll create another, let's call it a button. Put it down, and we'll call it submit button, and then we'll create a text, and we'll put it up, and we'll make it centered. And we'll call it set name text. Set name text. And I'll say set it. Okay, cool. And then the submit button, let's just say submit. Sorry, I'm just thinking real quick if I can use some code that I've already written in another project. Yeah, dang, we might have to, or we might have to try at least, because I need a keyboard. Yeah, I need a keyboard. Let's see what happens if we, I think it's just going to throw a ton of errors, but let's see what happens if we try to import this package. So these keyboards. All right, let's see, and we'll just kind of have to work through this. All right, not the worst. That's not so many. Okay, it looks like I missed a few classes when I created this. Okay, I think in general, I wonder if I can just, okay, is it already too late? Can I get rid of all that? Okay, I cannot. Let me think here. I do want all these sprites. I don't want all these scripts. Assets imported. Okay. And let me take a look at it again. I'm just trying to get the right script so that it doesn't all break. Okay, cool. So I think for now we're gonna skip over this username part. I need to go in and basically do a lot of work on that package that I was trying to import, the UI one, to make it so that it works sort of out of the box and that you don't have to mess around with it so much. And that will take me a little bit, so I don't think I should do it here. I'll just do it some other time in some other stream sometime down the line. So for now, we just need to get rid of all that stuff. So we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. Okay, cool, and it looks like that was all of it. Looks like that was all of it, so that's good. Cool. Oh, my bad. So for now, we'll just turn this canvas off, and we will duplicate it and call it pick level canvas. We'll turn this on. We will get rid of submit. We'll call this select level, make it smaller. Okay, cool. And then, no, there's not a dog in my room currently. They're outside. I'm going a little bit slower than usual because I'm having to think about exactly what it is that I'm doing here. Okay, and I think that I'll actually even want to create another canvas under this. Well, let me think. I'm trying to remember exactly how this needs to be done here. Don't believe I need all that. I just believe it needs to be a canvas. Cool. And then this will basically be let's call it 1-1. me take a look at that real quick. Send font by type. And I'm just creating a bunch of little level buttons right now. Setting some of the values when you hover it. Okay. Okay, and that's good and well, and you should be able to see it, but the question is how to interact with it. And it's huge. Okay. That's funny. Okay, so it's really big. Let's see here. Basically, I need the player, this XR rig. Okay, it has a direct interactor on it. Cool. Let me... Here, give me 1 second here. Watch out, dog. Alright. So I just had to close my roommate's door real quick. Ooh. Okay, cool. So let me just take a look at this real quick and see how it is that they were doing the... So you have this XR controller, XR ray interactor, and then a line, XR line visual. Okay, cool. So that's not too crazy. I think we need to make a switch, essentially. So I don't believe I can put a ray interactor on the same one. Can't add two because direct interactor is added to the game object. It can only contain one base interactor component. Okay, so that's a little bit annoying because I'm sure that they knew that people would want to switch between ray and direct interactor. So basically I need to figure out a way to... Basically now I'll need to figure out a way to switch in between those. No problem, Tony. Let me just check if I can put these under here and if I'll be able to see them when I move my hands. Okay, I can. Huh, okay, that's not bad actually. It was kind of an accident, but now I'm realizing it can track multiple hands at the same time. Left hand controller, XR controller. Okay, cool, interesting. So I might be able to just take these, put them in here. Fair enough. Okay. I think what I need to do rename that, go in here. Not actually seeing a difference on this, so I'm just gonna apply all, then copy and paste them, take these, call it array, call this one ray, grab both of them, get rid of their direct interactor, add in their sphere collider, add array interactor. Line renderer, XR interactor, line visual. Okay, cool. And let's see if that works. Let me turn maximize and play off. I know it's a little easier for you guys, but I can't really work with that on. Let me make sure that these are all the same. Okay, cool. And let's take a look at it. Okay, so it is not working. This canvas is not, let's say that. So let's take all this, let's bring it out to start menu. Let's get rid of these for now. Let's bring start menu closer just to make sure. And let's play and let's see what happens. Hmm. Let me pick this up real quick. Sorry, this wire is getting in the way, and this keeps falling. Okay, so essentially, for some reason, I can't interact with the UI. So let's get rid of this. Let's take this guy. Let's move him down. And in front. Let's just do a clean reset and see if it works in general. Start it up. Okay, well that's good at least. It looks like it's interacting with it. It's just not. The button's not doing anything. It is interactable. I wonder if this is blocking the button itself. Okay. Looks like it was. So that's good. I am still questioning why this highlighted color isn't showing. I'll make this something crazy. Let's do it again and let's see what happens. Okay, it looks like it's pretty much just broken on their end. So that's fine. Oh, yeah, it was pretty good for sure. It's just fun. It's just really fun pumping someone else up. You know, it's not like he was any better than us, but to be like, you're a freaking monster, dude, is really fun. So, yeah, I'm excited to play some more. I'm full on addicted at this point, so. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm having kind of a slow day here with my brain, so I'm gonna take it pretty slow so that I don't get frustrated. Because sometimes game development can be that way. So we might not get a lot done, but at least I won't lose my mind in the process. And that's kind of the whole point. Yeah, no, I'm sure he was like, wow, I've never played with guys that cool before. You know, normally people are totally crapping on him, and instead he's like, he comes away feeling like a god. Okay, very cool here. So let's just go ahead and get rid of this left hand. I don't even care about the left hand. If you're left-handed, too bad if you play my games. And I think that should be good. Let me see if this works. Okay, cool. So it is in fact working now, so that is good. Okay, so now we can actually get going with, well, I guess I need to make the switch. I'm basically just gonna make a custom script. I want him to handle himself, you know. I don't want him to like, when you're programming something, you want that object to handle itself. I don't want this like right hand ray to be, I don't want someone else to have to tell him that it's time for him to turn on and become useful. So I'm gonna, what would this be? I'm just gonna put it out here because that's where I'm putting everything else. Turn on UI interaction. Okay. So we're gonna do scene manager. Is it scene manager? Scene loaded. Don't know if this will work. Okay, so basically I'm asking Unity to tell me when they've loaded a scene. And then I'm gonna say, if new scene dot name equals start, which is the name of this one, yes. Turn on, else turn off. Okay, and then I'm also gonna care when they open the menu later, but for right now, I guess I won't. It'll basically be like some sort of like universal menu plus equals or dot on opened plus equals menu opened but that doesn't exist right now. And then it'll even probably need to have another one. You know, I'm not gonna call it on. I'm just gonna call it menu opened, menu closed. And these don't exist yet, is why they're commented out. Okay, so what does turning on and turning off mean in this instance? I guess I can probably just child it. Take this, put it here, do UI hand. Go ahead and get rid of this. Get rid of this, get rid of this. And this. Okay. And then I'll probably just put the right hand under that. And then on here, it'll do the, like, what was it? Turn on UI interaction. Cool. And then make sure that that's calling, and then here it's going to basically be transform.getChild at 0, which is all hard-coded, but whatever, at least for this. Set active to true, and then if it wants to turn off, we'll set active to false. Cool, so let's see here. Let's see if this calls. My only consideration is if it calls. I don't know if it calls. Okay, so it does. And let's try this real quick, just to make sure. Okay, so that's good. And let's go ahead and make this true again. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's good. Now your UI interaction turns on and off. So that's pretty good. Yeah, there's just some future considerations that I'm trying to take into account now, but I guess I just won't, and we'll just deal with it later. Anyway, yeah. I'm thinking that on this one, I'm not going to really integrate it. On this game, at least, I'm not going to integrate it into Oculus. I'm not going to do any sort of Oculus integration necessarily. Just because there's a lot for me to learn there that I should probably learn sometime else, I guess between now and the next game. And then, yeah, and then I just need to clean up the UI packet. There's just a whole lot of new stuff. What's up, Tony? Okay, cool. So then, Alright, cool. So let's see if we can go ahead and make this whole thing. Let's turn this back on. Let's move these under here. Let's turn this off real quick. And let's see if I can still interact with that. Okay, I can't. So then to figure out why. And I think it's just, I think I just need these two. Graphic raycaster, tracked device, graphic raycaster. Let's see. Okay, cool. Which means that I can get rid of them on these ones, I believe. We'll test it one more time just to make sure. Okay, cool. And let's go ahead and whatever for now. Okay, cool. So now let's set up this UI. Take a drink of water. Oh, you know what? I need to actually test that this is no longer blocking the button. So let me just do that real quick. And then we'll be ready to go. Or it's definitely still disturbing that the hover is not working. But that's really a Unity problem, not a me problem. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Unless it's a selected color thing. Let's try that. Okay, interesting. So that's actually new to me. That's not how it used to work. So, okay, fair enough. So when you click something, yeah, Tom's World, what Tony calls my new channel. Okay, so that's actually new to me. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but that's fine because we can deal with that by essentially changing the highlighted color to this, and also changing the selected color to that. And now I think that will make sense. But before I make like 20 of these, might as well check it. And I almost wonder if I turn that off, if it'll stop doing this annoying selected thing. Okay, it did. Cool. Alright, so we should be good to set up this page now. Okay, so select page. Let's see. First of all, let's get this ball out of my way. Quote level button. And should... guess I'm just gonna make them white. I guess white's fine. I consider... okay. Alright, let's see. Looks good to me. I guess I'm just gonna scale it. Background, move it up. It's not a raycast target. It's going to use R button. Its color will be kind of a gray, let's say. I'm really just making a UI right now, nothing crazy. Actually, maybe I should have done this first. Hmm. Okay, nothing. You know what? Let's just call this like beginner, intermediate. Dang it. Because right now the world doesn't really change, so I can't exactly say that. And also, but it's not like they necessarily get harder. You know what I'm saying? Like they get a little bit harder, but I wouldn't call it like master stage. It's not like it's like crazy hard or anything like that. All right, well I'll just call it that anyway, and we'll just expert, expert, but a little harder. Okay, let's see. Okay, and then level button. We don't need to do 1-1 anymore. It can just be 1, which means that the button itself can be smaller. Hold on text. Beginner text. Intermediate text. Expert text. Expert plus text. Hold one buttons. Horizontal layout group. Put that in there. Alright, whatever. As long as it works. Okay, kinda works. Okay. And this is really just a lot of just going through and setting it up stuff. Nothing crazy here. Okay. And then we'll So you're leveling the difficulty of the levels. What do you mean by that, Tony? What are you asking? I guess I'm just basically saying there's 20 levels. There's some are kind of easy, some are intermediate, some are expert, and expert but a little harder. And then I just put the 5 buttons for each of those under it that you can click. And I've made it in this sort of really gross looking sort of. Should probably do this. And then I should probably take all these and set them to some sort of gray. And then I should probably do the same for this guy, same gray. And the buttons I should probably do the same for. Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna do this. Normal color gray. Highlighted color, that gray. But a little bit darker. Pressed color, that gray, but even darker. Cool. And then I'll go ahead and make these some sort of white looking thing. And now it's not the greatest looking UI, but at least it doesn't look terrible. I guess it has some semblance of good to it. So that's good. Okay. Let's make these buttons bigger, I guess. Move them up. Or maybe I should do... No, because the names are different. I'll just do it like this. And let me real quick think about how I'm going to do this here. Okay. Call this scene loader. and it'll handle the loading of scenes. And I wonder if I can do... Monoscript screen name. Okay, and let's see if that works to any degree. So it should load one of the levels. Oh, my bad. Player had been turned off so that I could see. Oh, it's still so big. Okay, I'm not seeing any logs here. Make sure it's actually happening. Hey. Scene name. Let's run that one more time. Now it's not letting me press the button again. Which is surprising considering I already fixed that problem. But let's see if I can fix it again. Let's take a look at it now. I see. Classic. Classic mistake, no problem. You need to add the scene to the build settings before you can load it. Oh, dang it. Is it gonna make me go through each one? Looks like it is. Okay, so this will probably be about 6 minutes here. So it'd maybe be a good time for questions if anybody has them. But I'm gonna have to go through and do this. Add open scenes. Add open scenes. Add open scenes. Hope I already did it for this one. I guess it's just a little idiosyncrasy of Unity that you have to do this. No big deal. Nobody would ever really have more than like, I don't know what, 100 levels. And even this is going by pretty fast. It's not awesome, but it's not like it's the worst ever. I've had to do worse. Oh man, I didn't have to close out of it each time. Dang it. I could have just been doing, I could have just been clicking and doing add open scene, open scene. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Okay, cool. So now let's go back to start and let's see what happens here. No. Oh my goodness, there's two of me. Oh, it's ball against ball. Oh no. Let's do that one more time just because it's kind of funny. And then I'll explain why it's happening. Oh my goodness, perfect balance right on top. Oh. Wow. I should make this game multiplayer. This would be epic. Dang it. Okay. Cool. So Basically, each scene already has a ball in it. Each scene already has a ball in it, so I need to either get rid of all the balls in all the scenes, but I don't really want to do that because I'd like to go test the scenes, so I just kind of need, like, I guess a script that is going to... Oh, sorry, let me get a little stretch in here. I guess a script... this isn't really how you'd want to do it. You'd want to just basically load the player. You'd want to load the player in instead of having him in the scene initially. You'd want to, like, I guess load him in at the start of the game, you know? But I'm not going to do that because that's a little bit of work and it's kind of unnecessary for what we need to do here, which is really just to get rid of the player if the other one comes in. So I guess I'll just delete one of them. It's not that crazy. But let me think. So what do I do? Because I can't put that script on the... I think I'll just keep hard coding here. I'll do scene loader. And I'll just do an enable. And I'll do... scene loaded plus equals scene loaded minus equals scene loaded, and then down here cool. So then I'll just want to do something that's not really, that you really shouldn't do, but that I'm going to do because I don't care. You want to find it by the string name. I'm going to do player. Okay. Find the game objects with the tag. If the length of that is greater than 1, meaning there's 2 of them, basically destroy players at 1. And that should be fine. And let's see if that works. Nothing crazy there. Okay, so I am curious. I think everything in the scene is kind of... I think there might be things in the scene that are hooked up to that player that's in the scene. So maybe what we'll want to do instead is just remove this don't destroy on load. Apply it. And then in here, let's go back and get rid of this code. Let's see if that fixes it for us. Okay, not quite. Because now for some reason I can't. Jake, you haven't noticed anything different? About yourself? Yeah, I gave it to you yesterday, but I guess you didn't notice because you're just too oblivious. Oh man, you know what I just realized? I need to change this. Yeah, no problem, Jake. You put in the time, you grinded it out, and now you get to be mod. And I'll even play Call of Duty with you. I just realized that I had beaten... I just realized that I had... Hey, wait a second. Didn't submit my time. Or maybe I just didn't update it. No, huh, weird. Okay. Yeah, I guess, well, Austin, everybody in the chat can't be mods all the time. If everybody's a mod, then what's the point? But every joke comes from somewhere, so I know you are hurt a little bit. And so I'll consider it. Everybody loves his dabbing. His dabbing emoji. Alright, let's see. I do actually quickly need to... Well, let me do what I was doing just now. Again, I'm going to need to go through all the... Unfortunately, I'm going to need to go through all the levels again. And... I wonder actually if I can just get rid of these. If it'll have the same effect. How do you get VIP status? Is that a real thing? Dang it, I forgot something. I'm all over the place. Wait, no, I'm not. Okay, yeah, I just need to do this. Alright, I'm gonna need to go through the levels again. Just gonna take me a minute, but is what it is. This is what happens when you code it wrong, but I still think I'm actually saving time by not coding it the correct way so far. That would not be the case on a bigger game. On a bigger game, you want to correct it. You want to do it correctly the first time, that way you don't have to do this. But all this stuff hasn't taken me more than like 10 minutes total. I probably saved a few hours by coding it incorrectly. So even this, I'm almost done with it already. Let me see. VIP status. I don't know how to do that, but I can put you in a timeout if you want. Is it on Twitch? It is on Twitch. I don't know about YouTube. Nobody puts baby in the corner. JK, I won't put you in timeout unless you deserve it. I can't abuse my power quite yet. What is cool though is that Dom said he would send his mods a free quest too so they can play test his games. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But you guys should buy one yourself so that you can play test the games. They're so spency. Tony, I'll buy you one eventually if I'm rich. Jake probably will never buy you one. But that's only because you have so much money. These games that I'm making, they really only could be month-long projects. Because they're basically ticking time bombs. Like everything I'm making is so rickety that if I tried to make it any bigger, everything would pretty much break. So it's good that they're just month-long. Okay, cool. So I did the level. Let me do this again. Oh, oh. I'm hood rich, baby. I was gonna get one once I got my PC up and running. You might want to wait till October. Because I think they're... Because I think that they are going to release a new one. And you really don't know nowadays... And you really don't know nowadays if they're going to get... Like, because there's a few big things on the horizon, but namely eye tracking. And, I guess pretty much just eye tracking, but as soon as they get that in there, it's going to be like substantially better, essentially. So you don't know what year they're going to get that in there, but it might be this year. And if they do, then you're going to want to wait and get that one, because if not, you're going to want to instantly sell this one and get that one, basically. So you'd just be wasting money. But since I can never get a GPU, I'm considering getting a headset anyways. Can you do enough cool stuff on it without a PC? Sell me on it, Dom. Let's see. So, I'd say right now the coolest things that you can do. Is there any like? I mean, I obviously don't. I use it to develop. I don't use it to like play games all the time. So there's really not a ton of that right now. I think they are making more social features. I imagine that I meant to do like a movie Mondays for VR, in which people who have VR headsets can watch a movie with me. Um, on like some certain day. I thought that could be kind of cool since it's across the world. But I think it's pretty much this one is kind of like the big game. Hey, what's up? Food? Yeah, so you can kind of like walk around. So that's kind of cool. And then I know they're making... We found the wedding ring. I know they're making a Resident Evil 4 for VR. So that will be really cool. But I don't think I could sell you on it right now. There's really nothing that crazy to do so far. The only reason you would get it is if you wanted to see the technology grow, I guess, essentially. Like if you, because like I'm a big fan of the fact that I got on so early that I've gotten to see it like grow over the years, which is really cool. But no, I wouldn't say it's like super worthwhile right now, personally. Might wait then. Guess how old I am. I know we've talked about how much better games will be when the eye tracking is implemented. I'll hold off. Yeah, no, for sure. Jake is 3 years old and I'm 5. I'm 51. Tony, I'm guessing you are 12. Oh, destroyed, Tony. Destroyed. He instantly knew from your etiquette how old you were. Okay. And then let me check another thing. I believe that when I was falling, it wasn't respawning me. Nope, now it is. Meow, pew. What the heck was that? Did I miss the... All right, so this is interesting, certainly. I'm trying to figure out why so I believe it will work. Also, let me just make sure that that's okay. So it is updating my time. Man, I'm getting to the bug stages now where there's just bugs everywhere. And then, what, it doesn't work if you fall off once first? Twice? Alright, my bad. Let me hit this thing. Well, let's take a look at it and see what's going on here. Oh, man. Tony, you're letting Jake throw you around in this argument. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, yeah, even the Gear VR was certainly very cool. They're worthwhile. I mean, they're pretty awesome, but oh. What does the ball center interact with? The finish line? Anything else? No, so it's just the finish line. Let's check this out. Alright, let's see if that works. Kind of a hacky fix, but... I'm glad my moderators can get along. I feel like that's good when your mods are fighting in the chat. Okay, let me see. Alright, what the heck? Oh, my bad. Dang it, dang, darn it. Dang, darn it, darn it. No! Oh, Jake, it's pretty sweet. Apparently, you can do wireless, like with the Quest, you can do it wirelessly with your PC now. Well, so what's going on with this finish line? Oh, it is centered. I see. Okay. Okay, cool. So fix that bug. Okay, cool. So now okay, Jake, you weren't here for this. I know you were kind of interested in the... What was I drawing over here? The UI. I know you were kind of interested in the database. So I generated a unique ID for the Jake Doobie search and come back on the internet. Yeah, that's why I was going to wait until I built the PC, because I figured connecting it to a PC is how you play. Yeah, I wouldn't get too hung up on that idea though, Jake, because they're just like totally cutting. Well, you know, actually, it might work on any... Like, I don't know if anybody's really pursuing PC VR anymore. I know other people are, but I don't know if like Oculus isn't doing it anymore, which really just leaves like Valve doing it and some Windows headsets. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just not seeing big companies making games for it, knowing that there's not like a crazy amount of people who can actually... Like, why would I make a game for PC if I could make it for the Quest and have 100 times more people be able to play it? Like, it literally might be like 100 times more people. Doobie searching up. Okay, cool. So I just realized we... Okay, so let's get the document info. I'm still updating you there. So I have the unique ID, so it's not creating the document twice, so that's good. But now I just realized that it's not only updating it if the time is better. So what I need to do now is say, okay, so you get the reference, then say basically reference.get, and it should get me some stuff, and then res.status 404 dot send problem fetching player documents. Okay. And then, okay, so basically I'm going to get this doc, user doc, if user doc, what am I doing? So I'm getting the document, then I need to basically set it, but only if it A exists and B, well, no, I'm always going to set it, but I'm only going to check. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this logic. I'll just go through it slowly. I keep seeing streamers playing what I think is mod of Pavlov VR. It's a first-person shooter, and there's maps from other games like COD and Minecraft and stuff. Looks sweet. Yeah, you know what? I honestly just... I'm sorry. I honestly probably don't put enough like scrappy research into VR as I should. Like, I didn't even know you could do it wirelessly until like a day ago. Like, someone else told me. You know, I feel like I should know all the like the nitty gritty stuff about VR, but I really don't look into it that much because I don't spend that much time on it. if user doc dot exists var data equals user doc dot data, I believe, yeah, okay, user doc dot data, then if info dot time is less than data dot time, okay, so if the document exists, first of all, and if the time is less than if the time that I'm receiving is less than the time that exists currently, let me change this to user data so I can read this, is less than the user's data, then set it. If not, don't. And if the document doesn't exist, then go ahead and set it as well. That should work. Let me think real quick though. Yeah, okay, so that should work. No, I could deploy to PSVR and Xbox stuff on. I could do that using Unity. It wouldn't be that bad. The hardest part of that would be getting them to allow me to put it up there, and also it would basically just be getting them to allow me to put it up there, and then me remaking the game so that they feel good about it before I like. It's clearly like a pretty crap game, you know, like. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game. It is a fun game, but it is clearly unpolished and just kind of like a silly little thing that somebody made in a month. So it's not something Xbox would like let me put on. Oh yeah, and then plus, yeah, maybe they'd be a little bit more angry because I'd probably have to charge money for it, and then I couldn't really charge money for this game since it's kind of a fan Super Monkey Ball game. A fan remake, let's call it. Okay, cool. Not true. Load the code up. You know, the better you get at programming, the more you run into other people's bugs, and it's just, it's pretty. Well, I think fan remake is how you say it when you don't want to get in trouble. It's like, yeah, I made a fan. It's like that guy on, YouTube who's making the Avatar fan game. Like this guy, he's like, yeah, I made my Avatar fan game. It's literally exactly Avatar. Which is epic. Super cool. But I think you get away with that because it's a fan game. And he's not charging for it. So nobody cares. But he couldn't, like, sell this. If he sold this, he'd get sued instantly. Okay, so cool. Let's check this here. First of all, let's delete this document and make sure that it works. fall off one time just to... Okay. Okay, so that does work. And now let's see if I can not beat 8 seconds. Okay, about 10 seconds. Let's see if it... Ah! Okay, so it did not update it. Let me just check real quick. Did not update it, and then let's do it one more time. But let's destroy the 8-second mark. Let me fall so I can get some speed here going. Pull up. Should be about 6 seconds. Yes. Okay, cool. So it's working. So that's good. Okay. So now we, I guess, want to finish off that little UI right there. So turn that off for a second. And it shouldn't really load you right into the level. You know what I might do? I might have it load you right into the level, and when you finish the level, you get to select like next level, and you get to see the leaderboards, and it'll say like your time, everyone else's time, next level, question mark, or respawn. It's probably what I'll do. That seems like it would make sense. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Got to smash, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Okay. You like my naming convention, Jake? Do I know my PC parts? I do, in fact, Tony. I have an i7 6700K. I have a GTX 1070. I have 500 gigabytes on like an IP600. What is it called? Like Intel i 660p, something like that. And then I think that's all that really matters. And then 32 gigabytes of RAM. Which is still a pretty good PC, honestly. It's not bad. Okay, cool. So then let's... take all of that and move it up a little. And then maybe over, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. And let's actually take this background and increase the height a little bit. Move that up. I'm just doing some organizing here. This isn't anything crazy. Select level, underline it, put it up here, make it not massively huge. Probably don't underline it actually. Select level, then take the background, move it down a little. Good enough. Take the whole thing, move it down. Cool. And that should be all right. Then in the background of it, let's put a point bridge. Put a propeller. Holy crap, this is so annoying. Okay. Put a propeller over here. Put a nice railing up here. Put a cool rotator over here. You want to see if Aaron and Mateo want to play the new football mode around 8 or 9 tonight? Yes, I played it. It pretty much sucks, but we can play it. Put a rotisserie, or a rotosaur as it's called in French. At least the French that I make up. Put it over there. Okay, cool. Oh, and I actually forgot the most important part of what I was doing, which is going to take a hot second here, but it will be done eventually. La la la, everything eventually gets done as long as you start doing it. Yeah. 2 dash, oh, got me. 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5. C1's already done. 3 dash. I'm playing a small COD tourney with one of my buds at 6, so when that's done, I'll be on RO. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's take a look at these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. So that should be good there. I hope you win your Call of Duty tournament, Austin. I had forgotten to put my player back in. Look, now there's a bunch of stuff around you that you can look at. And you go, oh, what? No way. Oh, sick. Ow, my shoulder. Ah. I pinched a nerve. I got too excited. Oh, it hurts. Ah. You guys are just watching me be in pain on stream. Just, oh, ah, ah. Okay, let's see what 4-3 was all about. No, wait, I know what that one is. Let's do 3 dash. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, here we go. No. Yeah, I'll be lucky if you guys don't swap me eventually. 3-4, there's my time. Very cool. I called 911. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and make this look a little bit less bad. Mainly the expert ones are too close. And then I almost think just in general, these should be a little closer. I think that should be good. Okay. Oh yeah, you know where I live now. Okay. Is there anything else I need to do for the start level? What did I have here? Yeah, I needed to do the set username, but that's not going so well for me now. So now I need to instead I guess I'm just gonna, let me change this current task real quick. I guess that's pretty much good. What's up, Tony? Did something happen? You just got back, or you're just telling me you just got back? Oh, you got to walk your dogs? Like they finally allowed you? You're finally old enough to walk them without your parents being worried that you're gonna lose them? Let me think. Okay, so I don't even know if I want to implement any sort of UI that I don't know if I even want to implement any sort of UI that you can like press your keypad and, no, I should realistically. Hey, no problem, Tony. I like streaming, so. Oh, you're leaving, I see. All right, see you later. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to, I guess let's just go to 1-1 and let's start creating a little UI. Call it universal menu. 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. We're actually going to hit it with the 0.01 treatment. Okay, and then under it we're going to do what do you guys think? Well, I mean, I'm trying to decide what should go on this menu. I think just a button that says back to main menu, which isn't much of a menu really, but or back to the main menu. It's not really much of a menu, but I don't really know what else you'd be doing in here. The menu that I show after you win will say next level. Should I take the time to make a script that doesn't allow you to play the next levels until you beat the previous ones? You know what I'm saying? I probably should. I think that I probably should do that. Okay, for now I'll leave it. But basically I'm just going to make a little menu. It's going to have a button on it. Let's rotate the whole menu 180 so that it's the correct facing thing. Main menu, button, main menu text. Go to main menu. Yeah, I do think the only thing that really is keeping me from making them work for it is the possibility of a bug in a level. I guess I'm gonna have to go through all the levels anyway. Okay, well let's create this. Let's create this. Let's create this anyway. Back to main menu. This thing, we're gonna use R button. I don't remember why I even named it R button. R button, it's gonna be, I guess, just white, and then this will be some sort of gray, like that. Well, actually, I think we were using this gray. Okay, I'm not even sure they'll know that this menu is here, but in pretty much all games, there's a separate menu that pops up when you press that button. So we're gonna make a new script. It's gonna be called universal menu. And you know what? I just realized I'm not even sure how to get the input from these controllers. They made it like crazy hard. And if you want to add to that menu, add an option for them to high five the developer and you'll get a little notification. Oh, that's kind of interesting. How hard would that be for me to do? I guess not really that hard. I'd have to make a mobile app. I'd essentially just have to make a mobile app real quick. attach it to the Firebase project. No, it's probably a little bit more than... Could I do it in some way that's not a mobile app? Oh, you know what? I could just send myself an email. That could be kind of interesting. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I do like that idea, but I'm going to keep it to the things that I guess are important right now, or that I have to do. I made this handle so that I can move this menu more easily. I'm losing myself in these settings here. Raycast target off, main menu button, turn this to none, make this I believe, and this should be this. Cool. And then universal menu will get this on it. This menu button will use that universal menu. And then basically public void back to main menu. Cool. Public void back to main menu. Oh, what happens in scene loader? Let's do that real quick, and then let's instead make this a prefab. Delete it here. Go back to the start. Put it there. Hit it with the don't destroy on load. Move it to -1000. Give it scene loader. Tell it to load a scene, and that scene will be start. Cool, so that should be good there. And then basically for the universal menu, I need it to place what? I mean, what's the problem? Okay, so it's having some sort of... I don't know why my editor has been having issues recently. Okay. Yeah, so like out of nowhere, it used to be so easy to get input, to like get VR input. It was just something like input dot get access like trigger, or like button dot trigger or something like that, and it would check if you were pressing the trigger. Now I'm like trying to look it up, and suddenly, I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna warn you guys up front that this is gonna take me a minute. But suddenly it's like super hard to get input. Um, hmm. I believe I'm using Oculus. Like basically it says that it's button dot start. That doesn't really mean anything, because if I'm getting a button down, it takes a string. And I guess I can just pass it start, and we'll see if that does anything, but I doubt it will. Hello. Alright, let's see. Okay. Looks like I can't do that anyway. Like, what is this? This is just to check if a button is down? Like, what are they thinking? Look at this code. Example for primary button. Look at this. All that used to just be like, what the freaking heck are they thinking? That's horrible. I don't even want to learn it. There's got to be another way for me to get input that's not this. Oh, I see. Hmm. What is happening right now? All right, let's see if we can just import this. Should take a minute, but let's see. So it's kind of a mixture of two things. One, they switched to a new input system that I don't know yet. To be honest, I didn't really know the old input system all that well because I never really, like I've made like 20 some games and I've never made just a normal game. Just like a normal game that's 2D and you jump around on the screen and stuff like that. So I really, some of the simplest things in Unity I don't understand. And they made a new system, so basically everything is just new. The input system is new. The way they like handle VR interaction on top of that input system is new. And it looks like it's all become very complicated and weird. see here. Last time I tried to import this, it actually broke on me. But maybe that won't happen this time. But we're at 5 o'clock anyway, so I won't make you guys watch me load this in. I will see if I can figure it out off stream, and then maybe that will be better when we come back. But thank you for joining. Hope to see you next time, and I think next time we will continue working on the UI, and we'll probably get that done. And then, yeah, because we'll need to do like the leaderboards and stuff like that, or like the visual aspect of the leaderboards essentially. So we'll get that done tomorrow. But have a good day.